What's going on, horror lovers? HorrorWithHoss coming back to you with another video. In this video, I want to show you some of my latest pickups. This includes some items I've been waiting on for quite a while. Some other things I've picked up here and there. And I will let you know where I got each and everything from. We'll go ahead and get started. First up is one of the things I helped to back, Project Creator VC. And it is their definitive documentary on John Carpenter's masterpiece. And that is The Thing Expanded. So you get this slip box here. And inside you got the case. Of course, you get the disc in here. The original number showed as a numbered edition. And then there is a booklet with that, as well as they had this little patch, Outpost 31, that you can do with as you will. And it did come with 2 posters with this edition. I just went with the, lower priced edition. There was another one you could get that had like a t-shirt and, other extra items. Moving on, this is the last item I was waiting on in the Synapse sale that they had. And yes, this was one of their newer titles that they did have marked down. At first I thought maybe this was a mistake and they may cancel it, but they didn't. It's Tag, the assassination game. Bump off your friends, rub out your classmates. On this campus, survival is more than an elective. The only drawback is it came in just like a small bubble mailer, and as you can see, this case did indeed get cracked. That's unfortunate, but seems to be intact other than that. You've got the disc in here, the little booklet, and the tag notes little postcard thing there. So next up, I got this through directly from Gator Blade Films through their Facebook page, where I found out about it. This was another one of their titles that they said was going out of print, and I wanted to snag up a copy while I could. It just seemed like this would be right up my alley, and I saw the trailer. It looked good, so it is Naked Cannibal Campers. And as you can see on the back there, a lot of blood and gore, and also some nude ladies. So next up, this came from Lionsgate Limited from their Father's Day sale. This was the only item I got. I would have liked to have got more, but it's just not feasible at the moment. But this is the only way I would have got this one, is on sale though, because they've started doing this with some of their releases, which I think is pretty crappy considering what you're paying for these releases. But anyways, I ended up getting The Surfer. This is the 4K Blu-ray of it with Nicolas Cage. I try to collect a lot of Nicolas Cage films. And of course, yeah, the slipcover is nice, and it is, kind of a thicker, paper one, but this is one of their little thin digibook releases, which I don't like. I mean, it's just very, very cheap as far as packaging goes. There's your 2 discs inside, but I just think for what you're paying for it, they could have done something a lot more sturdier or better, because this just seems very flimsy to me, with considering the price that you're paying. But I did get this at a markdown rate. These next 3 came from Amazon. I was able to get these first 2 discounted. Up here, I had this on DVD initially, but is See No Evil 2 there, with Daniel Harris, Catherine Isabel. So I was able to get that one. This one here was a score. I actually found out through a YouTube video, the guy saying that they had it marked down cheap It is a Lionsgate release, and it's a 4K Blu-ray steelbook of the Kevin Smith film, The 4:30 movie. And I got this for less than $10. And I know it was going for a lot more than that when it first came out. And of course, this has the steelbook that looks like the VHS tape, which is pretty cool. This is one a lot of people have been sharing. I did get it through Amazon. But it's the collector's edition from Scream Factory of Day of the Dead. Mine came really without any damage. I was surprised. And of course, you got your 4K and Blu-ray extra disc there, including the new documentary on there, as well as other previous features that were on the Scream Factory Blu-ray release of this, and then the different postcards, picture cards, and their art cards. These next two came from a company that has 3 S's in their names. So these are burn on demands, bootlegs, if you will. But that's the only way you can get them on Blu-ray or physical at this point. So first up's The Glass Onion, which of course was on Netflix. The second in the Benoit Blanc movies that have been released. So happy to get that one. They were out of the third one, Wake Up Dead Man, or else I would have gotten that one as well. And then this is one that I've always wanted to watch and have, and now I do. And it's Cheerleader Camp, and I have watched it, and it's very good quality. They do good work for these being, bootlegs. I think they do a very nice job. So next up, these came from a Facebook group. He had these two for sale at a good price. Both of these are steelbooks. This one I had initially, I think, on the DVD of this. It's a Shudder title, and this is Deadstream. He's Dying for Followers. Of course, you got that scary looking lady on the back. And this was the main one I wanted to get that he had, and it's brand new. Everything's still here. It's a 4K Blu-ray of Fight Club. Of course, you got the bar soap, steelbook there, and happy to get that upgrade. I've always loved this film. This next grouping came from eBay, from the seller Pop's Movie Dungeon. These first three was I wanted to get these because of the voice cast. This one's got Jane Curtin, Ron Perlman, Christopher Plummer, and Doug Bradley. It's Howard Lovecraft and the Frozen Kingdom. And then next, this one also has Mark Hamill in this one, in addition to the names I said, and Jeffrey Combs. And this is Howard Lovecraft and the Undersea Kingdom. This one had a slipcover. And then this one here, this one also has Finn Wolfhard in it. And it is Howard Lovecraft and the Kingdom of Madness. This one I didn't have in a collection before, but he had for a good price. And it is Deliver Us from Evil, which I've seen it before, so I really like this movie. Glad to finally have that in the collection. This next grouping is from Whatnot, from Alfster Cards. Mr. and Miss Alf, of course, they do a fine job with their shows with packaging, and she also sends some little cookies, a sweet treat for you. But this was a double Blu-ray pack here. This is the Echo Bridge, but it's The Haunting of Winchester House and I Am Omega. And then I had this on DVD, but I wanted to get the Blu-ray upgrade. And this is one from 2009, The Children of the Corn, uncut, uncensored. And this is the Anchor Bay release. And then I got the Blu-ray of this film with the slipcover. You got Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney, Housemaid. And lastly, I saved this for last because there's a little bit of a, not a rant, but just I don't understand. So this is a title, one of the titles, as you know, with TerrorVision, we've had to wait a long time on. We should have had this in hand much sooner. So that's kind of a bummer in and of itself. But then the fact, you add to the fact that they did not create the same size slip box that they did for the first shoestring slashers, which means that all three of them with their slip covers will not fit in the box together without causing damage to the slip, because it's just a couple of inches too small. So the two movies I've got in there, Night of the Dribbler and Blood Symbol, and I've also got the poster that it comes with. The one I had to leave out is Blood Spell. But as you can see, like, I compared with the first shoestring slashers box, and you can see the slot there versus the size of the movie that needs to go in there, and there's no way that it's gonna fit unless you squish it in there, which I did notice that it had messed up the slip covers a little bit because of that fact. So why, I don't know why they didn't. They should have just taken the first slip box and said, we need it to be this size, do the different art, and I don't understand why they went with a smaller size box, considering, now if you take all the slip covers out, I'm sure they will all fit in there, but that kind of defeats the purpose of the design. I mean, it's meant to be all three of them in the box, and I can't do that. So it's kind of, they should do something to make that right, but I doubt that's going to happen. But yeah, that's it. That was a TerrorVision I've been waiting on a long time, as have others. So there you have it. That's all my pickups. I hope y'all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video, consider subscribing. If you haven't already, click the notification bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video. Hope all of you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.